Hello, I hope that you're doing well, and thank you so much for joining me in this video. In today's video, I wanted to share with you 3 words that I have chosen for this new year. This is a great idea to choose a word or a couple of words that resonate with you the most, and that will be working as a guiding light, as a inspiration, as something that will bring you back to center and something that you will always remember. Once you choose your guiding words for a year, you can just write it down, put it in your wallet or put it on your wall, do some artwork, make a painting or anything else. So basically what you want to do is to think of words that will define you in your new year. And these can be any words. It can be religious words, spiritual words. Sometimes if you are more minimalist than me, you can choose just one word, but I personally wanted to choose 3 words because it mostly resonated with me, and these were the things that I wanted to work on and to focus on. So the very first word for me personally this year is strength. And I'm talking not only about the outer strength but inner strength. Equally, both are important to me. I really think that if you do have a strong body, you have a strong mind. And I really strongly believe that strong mind comes from a strong body. So the strong body comes first, and then you develop the strong mind. And how it works is that if you take your time to exercise, if you build habits, if you build up your stamina, if your posture is nice and straight and strong, and you feel centered in your body, through that you develop inner calm and inner strength as well, because you learn how to focus your body at the very beginning. So where I got this realization from is because as I want to build up inner strength and the outer strength, I started doing yoga every day. So I do have a playlist on my YouTube channel, and I'm thinking to just make it public, so probably you can go through those yoga practices with me. Let me know if you want me to make it public. So I have taken a while to find good yoga practices, and as I come along with more of them, I can just add more and we can all share. One yoga teacher mentioned this in the practice, saying that you have to keep your body in a certain way, that all of your body parts are engaged, even if that involves you standing on 2 legs and doing a warrior pose. Even your fingers on your hand, your neck, your back, your toes, everything has to be engaged as equally. And she said, do not collapse your body, which made me think that very often when, let's say, we sit down at our desks at work, for example, at least I do, I put my elbows down and then I collapse the rest of my body and just do computer work. It's very important for us to find that inner strength through exercise. And I've noticed within myself, I had 2 babies, and I've noticed that after I had a baby, I had a lot of excuses made up in my own mind that well, I'm so busy with kids, or I'm feeling very tired and lethargic, I have to make food, or one excuse after another. Unless there is a medical reason to be overweight, really there is no need to make myself lousy. At least that's what I realize. And I slowly started losing weight as I'm looking after myself better, and I am committing to myself, and I'm committing to the body that I live in. I need to really maintain it way better if I want it to last longer. I talk about spending lots of time with your kids, with your family, with your loved ones, and how important that is. But how long can one do that if you have a body that is not looked after is not going to last long, just the same way as if you don't look after your electronics well, or if you don't look after your car well, it's not gonna drive you very long time. Don't identify yourself with the body. These are two separate things. I feel that our soul is meant to be maintained in one way, but body has to be maintained in a different way, and probably more strict way than anything else. So I commit to myself that I'm going to exercise every day, at least a small exercise routine, and definitely yoga every day. It can be whether 10 minutes or it's an hour of yoga, depending on my time schedule, and I will make sure that I do it. Talking about the inner strength, I really want to develop a stronger character with a stronger willpower, with a stronger values. And when I'm talking about stronger character, I'm not talking about the development of the egoic state, okay? When we talk about inner strength, we can easily confuse it with the egoic state, and you can see people around you who do look or appear to look strong, but all you see behind that is a huge ego. It's willing to always be right, always win an argument, and always put themselves forward. But I'm not talking about that kind of inner strength. I want to develop an unshakable inner strength where I am not taken over by my emotions, where I can think clearly, when I can observe the situation, when I can think of other people's feelings and think of my own inner state, and make decisions from there. I often find myself giving advice to other people without being asked, and it's just because I do have this feeling of wanting to help someone, and knowing that this is a really good thing. I've done so much research on this really will work, but sometimes people can get offended. I don't know if that happened to you, but it definitely happened to me. So I feel that this year I'm going to give my advice only when I'm being asked, or on YouTube, because I feel that I have one platform where I can express myself without being asked. So I know that people who are looking for the videos on certain topics, they will find my video and hopefully will be able to find it useful. The second word that I've chosen for this new year is authenticity. Why I've chosen this word is because I feel that being authentic, it is so important, especially in this society at the moment where we are all expected to be a copy of each other. We are all expected to dress in certain way, to behave in certain way, to have certain status in the society. I don't feel that this is attainable, so it's best to go back to where we come from, be authentic, be ourselves with our own cultural values, with our own little perks and different characters that we have. Again, being authentic can become egoic in some way, just because a person can start feeling that, well, I'm very different from anybody else and I am therefore better. Okay, so we're all different, but we are not any better than anybody else. It's just that we are authentic and we live our lives differently, and that's fine. So that also helps you to learn to be more accepting of the others, and just sticking to the things that you love and things that are important to you. Really freeing yourself from any social constraints that were put on you. My third guiding word for this new year is word learn, and I feel very strongly about this word, and in fact this came as a first word for me when I was writing it down, just because I feel that during last year, or even few last years actually, I didn't give myself enough opportunity to learn. I always came up with some excuses. I really didn't have a strong will, and I didn't know how to focus myself. So in this new year, I encourage you as well to take up some new projects, learn new skills, learn new ways to communicate, learn new ways to deal with different situations. And if you cannot do different things, just try to do things differently. And I think doing things differently is when we are going to learn different ways in our life. I also want to learn new editing techniques, new filming techniques, and to bring you a better content as well that will be more interesting to watch and maybe more entertaining as well. So if you have any ideas, please leave it in the comments below. I'm really happy to read your comments every time, and they are very useful for me knowing which direction to take this channel. Also learning about my body, how to nourish it, what foods to eat, and things like that. So it's very important that we don't stop learning, that we don't assume that we know everything, and times are changing. And sometimes when I look at elderly people, some of them are stuck in their old ways and they don't want to look at the world through new lens. They don't want to change as the world is changing. And what I've observed from myself and some of my friends, that we are beginning to get stuck in old ways, and we just close down within our egos, driven by, I don't know, our jealousy or comparison. We close down and we don't want to open our hearts, our souls. We don't want to learn new ways and open to different points of views, and therefore cut off the ties with some people and cut off some opportunities as well. So I don't want to get stuck in time. I want to develop and I want to open up to life and learn. So I hope that these words were somewhat inspirational to you, that you will find some of them useful. Please share your words for the year. If you came up with any, it would be lovely if we share with each other and get inspiration from each other. So yes, I will see you in my next video soon. Bye bye for now.